Joshua Michael Woods with us out here. He's been out here one time before, and man, and if he will, I'm gonna ask him. You ain't heard him today, but I'm gonna ask him to come back out here next month. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing better than I deserve.
I like that answer.
Life has been good to me.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Tell folks a little bit about what is life like for a 20-year-old like yourself.
I don't know how to describe it.
But you work.
Yeah, I work full time.
Mm-hmm.
I do refrigeration,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty good work. I enjoy it, as much as
Good
you
trade.
can.
It's a good trade.
Oh yeah.
When you say you do refrigeration, do you go repair refrigeration or?
So the company I work for, we sell, install, and service the equipment.
Who is that?
Dan Hart Refrigeration
Dan
down in
Hart.
Opelika.
Okay.
And so I've been working with them for about 8 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why? Why'd you get into this?
I was
I think I've asked you this before, but I want to know the answer.
Well, it's
again.
kind of a fun answer. It was just the best thing I had going for me at the time.
Well,
it's pretty straightforward.
I like that answer though.
Yeah.
And that's a good answer because that's a trade, buddy. That's a trade that you can.
Oh yeah.
You get in there and really learn it. You're a young person, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years on down the road. You still in it. People are knocking on your door.
Yep. Yeah, my boss. We've been talking about this last year when he renewed his business license. He was talking to the lady, and she was telling him for every 30 companies that are renewing their license or getting a license. Or wait, no, for every 10 that are doing that, 30 are going out of business, or 30 are not renewing them. And so my boss thinks, give it another 10, 20 years, and you can charge whatever you want, and people, they've got no choice but to pay it because they got to keep the beer cold,
Yeah, there you go, there you go, there you go.
But
are you playing around a lot right now?
I'm trying to.
I know you're working, but you when I say that, are you singing? Or?
I'm trying to get as many gigs as I can, trying to get a band together, and trying to expand my set list and all that. I think the next time I'll be playing is I think it's, I'll have to pull it up, but I want to say it's May 18th.
When you say getting a band together, what's your ideal band? A bass, rhythm, lead, drums, or you want a keyboard in there too, or
maybe a keyboard? Probably. I think if I could have exactly the band I wanted, it would be myself doing vocals and guitar, drummer of course, bass player, probably a steel guitar player.
Ooh, I left out steel. Oh, I left out too.
Yeah.
Very important country music.
Definitely.
Sounds.
Yeah, certainly. And
that's
the stuff I love.
When you add a steel and a fiddle, that puts a different twist, literally. We had two young ladies that came out here. One's from New Site, and they, when they don't play all the time, they have their day jobs, which they understand. I'll keep my day job, but we go grow this. But it's two girls. Their harmony is beautiful together. One of them plays guitar, and she also just sings. But the other one adds a fiddle in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! And it just adds so much to a song. You're a musician. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the melodies,
especially country
add to it. Oh, especially country. Most recently, I was playing at there's a cowboy church or something on 280, I think in Waverly, and they had invited me to come up for a Sunday morning service, play some of my music, and we played together. And it was there's a fiddle player there. I think his name is Joel. He's a phenomenal player. I love listening to him. And so hearing my songs with a fiddle, I was like, I wrote that? It's like, what?
So tell me, he played a song, one of your songs that he had never heard.
Nope, he just kind of played over it. It was a pretty simple song, just 4 chords. But yeah, he would just, if it sounded right, he played it, and it sounded right.
What? Yeah. See, that's a musician.
Oh yeah.
That's a musician. Yeah. Musician that has the ear. He can listen to you play, and then how they do that. That's just that God-given talent they're
Something
using.
Like that.
You have a God-given talent that you're using.
I sure hope so. I'm trying to use it too.
Yeah.
I've been toying around with the idea of moving to Nashville and seeing if I can get something going because. There's a lot of great opportunity around here, but doesn't seem like enough opportunity unless I were to move somewhere to like Birmingham or into Montgomery.
Well, you go to Nashville, you're not going to be by yourself.
Not by myself.
But
no.
but what I mean by that, you find out you never know who you're going to be singing or performing in front of. They say, I like that voice. I like his attitude. I like the way he holds himself. I think you have to do that. You have to do that for exposure.
I think
you
so.
You can get some around here, but you gotta ask yourself, how serious do I want to take this? I want to just continue to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because that's what music should be about.
Yeah.
But then if you want to take it that next level, I think you have to make that decision to move. I'm not trying to run you off, but I'm just saying, you got several things going for you.
Yeah.
Two, cowboy hat. That's number one.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Oh, yeah.
You have the looks, you have the voice, and you've got that charisma about you. So
I can fake it.
well, but it's not a fake. I know what you're telling me is not a fake. And the more you can be just yourself and nobody else. And I think you have the name, Joshua Michael. It's not just Joshua. You like to go by Joshua Michael Woods.
Yep.
The bull of the woods, right here. We got him right here. So when do you know when it's time to make that decision to pull the string and make that move?
Well, I think I'd like to. If I do decide to do it, I'd like to do it sometime this year or next year. Mm-hmm. I've got a friend who recently relocated up to Nashville. D. White. I mentioned him last time I was on, and he's a great musician. Been on the Opry at least once. I want to say twice, but I know at least once.
What did he tell you? What did he tell you about that?
The Opry?
Yeah. What do you?
I've not gotten to talk to him a whole lot about it yet. But the cool thing is he really appreciates me and my music, and he's invited me to go up there, free of charge, hang out with him for a week or two.
Wow.
And he'll show me around, let me meet the good people. And
there's your open door.
Yeah, his most recent album that he's going to be releasing, I think in June, Tony Brown produced it.
Tony Brown, boy, he's a heck of a. In fact, he's one of the going into the.
I think he was the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Country Music Hall of Fame just this year as a producer.
Yeah, with I think
he played keyboard for Elvis.
I'd heard that. When. Yeah.
Really a cool guy. So,
yeah.
boy,
so I hope
So he did his record.
Yep.
Tony Brown.
Tony Brown produced D. White's new record. It's called Heart Talking. And
Man,
I love
that's
the
huge.
songs on it. Yeah.
There's your opening right there. So there's your.
So
opening.
I've got a great opportunity to go check it out, feel it out, and then see if it's something I want to do. And if if something just feels right about it, then hopefully this time next year I'll be in Nashville.
Let me tell you what you're doing, and we talk about this a lot on this show, is shadowing. Whether you're going to nursing or music, no matter what it is, go try it for a while.
Yeah.
You may get up there and say, hey. I just want to have fun with it. This is not what I was looking for, but all of a sudden you say, "Man, this is it. This is what I want to go after." And if you're still young, you go after it and you're successful, great. You go after it and you don't make it, you've tried it, and you say, "Okay, 10, 20 years from now, I'm not going to look back and say." Man, I wish I had done that. You did it.
Yeah, because that's one of my biggest fears in life is, turning 60 and realizing I never went after my dreams. Because these aren't just dreams. I feel like it's my calling by God.
And I agree with you 100%.
There's a little bit of a weight on my shoulders that I almost feel like I would be neglecting or not taking advantage, but misusing the gift that God gave me. And so that kind of whips me into shape when I'm feeling a little lazy. Yeah. And so I hope to do something with it. And I mean, you've seen countless musicians come and go in your lifetime, and I understand it's one of those things where like only the top 1% or 0.1% really make it.
You're right.
So it's one of those things of it's extremely competitive. And so my philosophy on it is I try to work like it depends on me and pray like it depends on God. And hopefully we'll meet somewhere in the middle.
That's pretty good.
We'll see.
Yeah. I wish you all the luck in the world. And I think talking to the man upstairs and trying to say, help me out here.
Yeah.
What should I do? Because it's a big commitment. I mean,
Certainly.
it is. Yeah. It is a commitment. It's something that you're gonna try and you're gonna fail. You're gonna try and fail, and you're gonna try, and all of a sudden you're not failing anymore.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be prepared.
I think so too.
For that.
It's a 10-year overnight success.
He said it. We'll be right back. Joshua Michael Woods with us out here, a young man that's trying to make his mind up. What do I do? Do I go to Nashville or do I not? Do I pursue my career or do I not? Well, hopefully by the next time you come out here, maybe you say, well, Kenny, I'd love to, but I'm in Nashville right now. And I'm going to say, congratulations, because But you're always going to be welcome out here on the front porch.
Fair enough, yeah.
You got your guitar over there.
Yes, sir,
You didn't just bring it just for us to look at.
It is kind of pretty.
You want to grab it and...
Sure.
What do you want to sing? Is this one you... Show it off. Is this one that you've written? Is this a cover or whatever you want to do?
Well, this will be another one that I've written.
Okay.
It's called Forevermore.
Forever? Okay.
And as the name states.
Write it by yourself.
Something about forevermore. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the present moment, everything I've written has just been solo. I've not yet tried to write with somebody else.
Good deal.
Well, in the mountains of my mind, past the cities there is gold, shining brighter than the lights that line its cold roads, where the darkness of the forest is hidden by the fire you hold. There I'll be yours forevermore. Forevermore, that's all I can say. I can't predict the future, but I can promise you today that I'll love you as long as I'm breathing, and even when I'm sleeping, my mind rests on you. I'm telling the truth. There I'll be yours forevermore. Like an evergreen, you stand by me through the winters and the lows. And when I'm in need, you bleed for me. Risk never growing old. In the darkest reaches of my mind, you shine your light and keep me from the cold. And there I'll be yours forevermore. Forevermore, that's all I can say. I can't predict the future, but I can promise you today that I'll love you as long as I'm breathing, and even when I'm sleeping, my mind rests on you. I'm telling the truth. There I'll be yours forevermore.
Wow, pretty song. Well written, well played,
Thank
well
you.
sang.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that song? That's a neat song.
That song in particular, I think that song I'd written not too long after I had gotten ghosted for the first time, which in my generation is a terminology for whenever, let's say, somebody sets up a date, or you're talking to somebody, starting to date somebody, and they just lose all communication, they block you on all social media, and they just disappear. They ghost you.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, and so
Wow.
I got ghosted for the first time in late 2023, I think it was. And so that was a little rough, you know. It's like, well, did I do something wrong? What happened? Was it them, me? Who knows? So I wrote that, mixed with the fact that, like I said last time, my parents were pretty rocky around that time.
Right.
I was doing a little daydreaming and thinking about, okay, what is ideal? You know, what is permanence? What is forevermore?
Wow.
And so I wrote that song.
Pretty deep
Forevermore.
song, too.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
And the thing
But
I
it's-
love
it's-
about that song is that it can be a song about romantic love with your partner, or it can be a Christian song, because the story is the same. There I'll be yours forevermore. And even when I'm sleeping, my mind rests on you. Are you talking about God or your partner? It could be either one.
When you first started out, I thought it was a religious song.
Yeah,
But the
that's cool.
more you got into it,
Yeah.
I didn't look at it as a religious song. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Really.
I think great songs like that, depending on how you look at them, can mean different things.
Ooh, I could hear a fiddle in that.
Oh, yeah.
A steel guitar in that. Golly, that would.
Yeah.
You got a great voice. You got great range. But then if you have some filler with a fiddle and a steel guitar.
Yeah.
Man,
that song is going to make people cry.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? A song that does that, that's a song that's going to make you some money.
I hope so.
I mean,
Yeah, I love music for the artistic aspect, and it's the thing about music in me is it's the only thing that really makes me happy in this world. I love a lot of things, and there's a lot of joy to be had, and who doesn't love going too fast down country roads listening to Bo Cephas?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the two things that have really gotten me through the hardest times is Jesus and music.
Wow.
And so it's like music is the only thing I want to be doing here until
good combo.
Jesus calls me home. And so it's what I like to do.
Country boy can't survive.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think about that. I think about that song and the meaning of that song, and I could tell that was really written, from your heart too. And another thing, we're talking about making money. If you get into this only for the money, you're getting into it for the wrong thing.
I think so too.
I think if you do that with any job, if you get into it for the money, we have to make a living. I understand that
certainly.
part. But if you get into it for the money, you got to get into it for the love.
I think so. I think the money ought to be a byproduct of
The money,
love
if
for
the
it.
money comes, great. If it doesn't, you still did what you
Yeah,
loved.
I still wrote Forevermore. That's enough for me.
Exactly right.
That's one of those songs that I've written that I look at it in third person. I'm like, what? I wrote that, and I love that
Makes
song.
you proud,
so much.
doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's one of my favorite songs. I think one of my best. I want to say I wrote that in 2024 or 2023, something like that.
Well, you're such a young person. You're talking about wrote it back when. That was only like last year.
Back in the olden days.
Back in the old days when I was back in 1924.
Back on the old Chisholm Trail.
But really, to be able to write a song like that, that song would go back to the old days. That song goes out to the future.
Yep.
Too. So
So I love music like that. That you can't exactly tell when it was written. Was it written in the 20s or 30s by Jimmy Rogers, or was it written, by someone newer like Cody Jinks? Who knows?
Yeah. I'm a big Jimmy Rogers fan.
Yeah.
The yodeler.
Really? What's your favorite song of his?
Anything. He was so simple. He was so simple, and just picked at a guitar.
Yep.
But his yodeling. I mean, I'm a big yodeling fan.
It's like the epitome of three chords and the truth.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. But he just he was, when you heard Jimmy Rogers sing, Jimmie, when you heard him sing, it's like nobody else you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And he died
So
at a very
unique.
young age with emphysema. But
Really?
you did that way back when. That was in probably the 30s.
I think so.
30s.
Yeah.
Folks, I hate to wrap up today's show, but we going to take us a break and come back and wrap it up. Well, let's wrap up another show, another Friday show that was pre-recorded on Thursday with Joshua Michael. Do you ever think about just going with Joshua Michael and dropping the wood?
I've considered it. The biggest hurdle nowadays when finding a name is getting the social media and the domains. So for the domains, I own JoshuaMichaelWoods.com, and my mom owns jmwoods.com. She got that way back in the day.
Really?
And also for social media, it's just Joshua Michael Woods. There's no periods or underscores or anything that could confuse it. So I think kind of working within the limitations of stuff nowadays. It's kind of what I found, you know.
You and I were just talking about, using social media, but also getting up there in Nashville.
Yeah.
I look forward to your answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Good to see you again.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, thank y'all for being with us today. Y'all have a great weekend. It'll be a beautiful weekend. We'll see you back out here Monday. Ryan?